Good morning, Wilson. How are you?
I am doing great this morning. I already know because we discussed it in advance why you're wearing the colors that you're wearing. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, I want to talk about Clemson University because 133 years ago today was the death of Thomas Green Clemson IV, and well, he's gonna be kind of the founder of Clemson.
Well, there you go. For you Gamecocks fans, don't worry. We're going to talk about you a little bit later on because we know those are fighting words. But hey, let's get into it. It's a big anniversary today. You ready for the Sherry Screeney thing?
Let's do it. So 133 years ago today, on April 6th, 1888, was the day that agriculturalist Thomas Green Clemson IV died, bequeathing his entire estate to South Carolina for the establishment of Clemson University. Thomas Green Clemson IV was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on July 1st, 1807. He attended schools in Philadelphia and Paris, France, before returning to the United States to work as a mining engineer. Clemson married Anna Maria Calhoun, the daughter of former Vice President John C. Calhoun, on November 13th, 1838. In 1844, Calhoun recommended that Clemson was appointed as a diplomat to Belgium, a position that he held until 1851. In 1860, Clemson was appointed superintendent of agricultural affairs, a precursor to the modern secretary of agriculture. He held this position until the beginning of the Civil War in 1861 when he joined the Confederate Army. Following the war, Clemson began seriously considering a college that could provide students with practical education in agriculture. In 1872, Clemson took control of his father-in-law's estate and decided to use that property to establish his college. Unfortunately, Clemson would not live long enough to see his college that he envisioned become a reality. He died on April 6, 1888. He left 814 acres of land and more than $80,000 to the state of South Carolina to build Clemson Agricultural College, known today as Clemson University.
Wow, Zach, as always, just some great information right there. And that picture of former Vice President John C. Calhoun right there. If you thought that he looked a little crazy in that picture, it's probably because he was right
He
there.
definitely had some crazy looking hair, didn't he?
There was a lot of craziness going on back then. Google it, you'll know what we're talking about. Hey, we're going to talk about even more coming up in just a little bit, and I bet Zach's going to change that tie because you can't talk about the Gamecocks wearing orange. Hey, it's Wilson's World Homeschool, WCCB Charlotte. That's Zach, the bow tie wearing historian. We'll be back. On a second. Earlier in the hour, we were talking about Clemson, and you've had a little costume change right now because, well, you can't talk about Clemson wearing the orange bow tie. You've changed to the University of South Carolina colors. Well, kind of the two things that's kind of how what got the ball rolling down there with the school in Columbia, right? Kind of bringing people together.
Yeah, absolutely. So the University of South Carolina was originally established in 1801 as South Carolina College, and it was established by state leaders in a hopes to bring people from different political spectrums together. Keep in mind, at this time, the two-party system that we have today was still relatively new, and there was a lot of political turmoil. So that's kind of why the college was established. Early on, its curriculum focused on learning literary works in Latin and Greek and becoming a good orator.
It was kind of an artsy kind of school.
It was an artsy kind of school, especially when you compare it to what Clemson University was when it was established, a school for agriculture, for farmers.
And I mean, look at it now. I mean, the two schools, they just get along so well together, even these days, don't they?
So well. I mean, it's a good point. The competition, that competitive nature has been there from the start, right?
Well, and I know, and there's even some points in history where some people were kind of calling out the two schools about how one should be doing this and the other and all that, right?
Oh yeah, in the 1880s, Ben Tillman, who would eventually run for the governorship of South Carolina, he was very critical of the University of South Carolina. He attacked the university. He thought that the state should be supporting institutions that promote agriculture and not liberal arts.
Man, it's funny. I got to tell, I did not know that the Columbia there, South Carolina, was kind of all about bringing people together. Then Clemson comes along, and well, you can see how all that's working out these days. And even the two-party system now, I know it's kind of craziness right there, but I got to tell you, Zach, well played on the costume change with the bow ties because you're, as a historian, He's trying to play it right down the middle right there.
Right
But
down the middle.
I do know you have a certain team's flag in the front yard, don't you?
And I won't tell you which one it is.
Get the picture. We got a picture of Zach's house, right? Them's fighting words, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's some great stuff. Information about South Carolina and Clemson right there. And one more time, if you missed it a little earlier, today is a big anniversary for Clemson.
It is a big anniversary. 133 years ago was when it kind of was founded.
It's when Mr. Clemson died.
Correct.
Listen, we got more details about that online for you. Zach, the bow tie wearing historian, always fun, my friend. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Wilson. See you next time.
That was almost bipartisan there. That was good. Hey, it's Wilson's World Homeschool.